If you feel guilty every time you say no, even when you are exhausted, overwhelmed, or clearly being taken advantage of, this video might change the way you see yourself forever, because the inability to say no is not kindness. It is conditioning somewhere in your life. You learned that approval equals safety. You learned that being agreeable keeps the peace. You learned that saying no risks rejection, disappointment, or conflict, and your nervous system decided that avoiding those risks was more important than protecting your own needs. But here is the truth. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you are slowly abandoning yourself, and self-abandonment always leads to resentment, burnout, and emotional exhaustion. Boundaries are not walls, they are instructions. They teach people how to treat you, and if you never learned how to give those instructions clearly, you are not broken, you were just never taught the skill. Today, we are building that skill step by step. First, understand this: guilt does not mean you are doing something wrong. Guilt often means you are doing something different. When you begin setting boundaries, especially if you were raised to be the helper, the peacemaker, or the responsible one, your brain interprets change as danger, your body reacts with anxiety, your thoughts say you are selfish. But boundaries are not selfish. They are self-respect in action. Healthy people respect clear limits. Only people who benefit from your lack of boundaries resist them. Let that sink in. If someone gets angry when you say no, they were more attached to your compliance than your well-being. Now let us build the actual skill. Step 1. Pause before answering. Most people who struggle with boundaries answer too quickly. They say yes automatically. Instead, create space. Say, "Let me think about that, I will get back to you." That pause interrupts people-pleasing patterns and gives your rational brain time to engage. Step 2. Separate request from responsibility. Just because someone asks does not mean you are obligated. A request is not a command. Ask yourself 3 questions. Do I have the capacity? Do I genuinely want to do this? Will saying yes create resentment later? If the answer creates tension in your body, that is information. Step 3. Use simple language. Over-explaining weakens boundaries. You do not need a courtroom defense. "I cannot do that. That does not work for me. I am not available." Silence after the sentence is power. You do not need to fill it. Step 4. Tolerate discomfort. This is where most people fail. The discomfort after saying no is temporary. The resentment after saying yes is long-term. Your nervous system must learn that conflict does not equal catastrophe. Each time you survive someone being mildly disappointed, you rewire your brain. You teach yourself that you are safe, even when not everyone is pleased. Step 5. Repeat consistently. Boundaries are not a one-time speech, they are a pattern. If you say no once and then give in under pressure, you train people to push harder. Consistency builds credibility. Now let us talk about common guilt triggers: family expectations, workplace pressure, romantic partners who accuse you of being distant. In these situations, guilt is often tied to identity. You may believe being supportive means always being available, but true support includes supporting yourself. When you say no respectfully, you are modeling healthy behavior. You are teaching others that relationships can include limits without losing connection. In fact, the strongest relationships require boundaries. Without them, there is control, dependency, and imbalance. Here is a powerful reframe: saying no to others is often saying yes to your energy, your time, your mental health, and your long-term goals. Skill building requires practice. Start small. Say no to minor requests. Decline something low stakes. Notice the anxiety. Breathe through it. Watch how the world does not collapse. Then gradually apply it to bigger situations. Confidence is not the absence of discomfort. It is the decision to act despite it. You are not responsible for managing everyone else's emotions. You are responsible for managing your own behavior. And when you stop over-functioning, others are forced to take responsibility for themselves. That is not cruelty, that is maturity. Imagine a life where you choose your commitments consciously, where you do not dread messages, where your time feels intentional. That life begins with one sentence: no, and it does not require apology for existing. You can be kind and firm, compassionate and clear, loving and boundary. These qualities are not opposites, they are balance. If this message speaks to you and you are ready to build emotional strength, healthy boundaries, and self-respect step by step, I invite you gently to join our community at Toxic Relationship Recovery, where we focus on real tools, real growth, and real healing. Your peace is worth protecting, and your voice deserves to be heard.